quick update before the review. We actually want to start owner's review, reviewing your own car on our channel. So we actually need your help. And we want to make this global tour, but why don't we start from Korea first? I'll leave my email below here, so let me know a little bit about your car and also let me know your contact number if you're interested. Okay guys, now let's get back to the review. Hello, welcome to Asian Petrol. Today we have the all-new Cadillac XT6. I don't think we're going to have time for the full review, but just wanted to give you a quick overview of the Cadillac XT6 before we return it. So if you love cars and car reviews, please do support us by subscribing to our channel and also hit the bell notification so you don't miss out in the future. Thank you guys, and let's meet Cadillac XT6. Okay, so let me just show you the car from the front. It has a color emblem on the front, but interestingly, it's only got a not color on the further side. And it's got full LED headlamp system right here. Looks pretty nice. Very slim design and very vertically long DRL. Looks very nice. You know, Cadillac have been using this fang kind of thing DRL. Looks very nicely. This one is not open, actually. It's actually closed. Got parking sensors here. Lovely looking grille, which kind of is a trademark of Cadillac nowadays. Looks very good. Adaptive cruise control, radar sensor for the adaptive cruise control. Parking sensors right there. Looks good. Let me just also put a B-roll showing you the front headlamp working. Okay, that is DRL headlamp, high beam, turn signal, and this is what horn sounds like. Okay. Okay, let me also show you the engine room. Cadillac XT6 has a 3.6 liter V6 making 314 horsepower and 274 pound-feet of torque. Engine is mated to 9-speed automatic, which GM has co-developed with Ford Motors. And this guy has a front bias all-wheel drive system, so we'll show you, how powerful it is and then also how it handles pretty soon. And let me just put a B-roll and start up the engine for you guys. Okay, let me also show you the car from the side because it's over 5 meters long. It looks quite massive from the side as well. And it's got 20-inch rims. It's wearing 235/50 by 20 on front and back. Looks pretty nice. And we also have a XT6 lettering here with a chrome strip on the bottom. And we have a door handle and garnish matching the paint of the rest of the car. And looks pretty nice. I was quite surprised that this also has a small window near the A-pillar, and also the side mirrors bolted below the waistline. So looks should have very good visibility as well. We're going to talk about visibility very soon as well. So why don't we show you the second row as well. It's got captain chairs in the middle. Okay, before we show you the second row seats, let me just quickly show you the third row seat. You can push the front seats like this so you can get in easier. Better than I thought. You guys all know I'm about 6'2", and there's some left. Not bad even for me. I'm 6'2", and headroom, it's not touching it. My hair is just brushing against it. Very nice suede on the top. Air vents on each side. Seems to be LED. Reading lights and a USB charging port, and armrest, which also has a cup holder. It's very comfortable when you rest your arm like this. So it's got good some speakers here, USB charging port again, and you can put your seatbelt like this. Reading lamp, so it feels very nice. It even has a headrest, so feels pretty nice here. And because we have a captain chairs in the middle, you can just push the seats like that before, or you can just simply walk through the middle, which is also pretty handy as well. This was where I was sitting back there, and still a good amount of leg room and good room for my feet as well. And you can also slide the seats like this, or manually both, but you can also recline it. So the seats are also pretty comfortable, and there's not much hump in the middle. There's a hump about right here, and which isn't bad either. And you have a C-type, surprisingly C-type, fast USB charging ports, and one USB charging port, some storage area, actually pretty good. Two cup holders, and I'm surprised they still give you this sort of a ashtray. That's quite amazing. So that's good for the smokers. You also have a climate control 3-stage heated seats, so that's pretty good. I guess no ventilation seats. Okay, it says Cadillac here. So it's got Bose sound system. Let you hear it pretty soon. It sounds pretty nice. It's got leather, suede, and chrome strip right here, and also carbon bit right here. This is actually like a full combination they've been using with ATS, CTS, and everybody. So I have no problem with that. I guess somebody put a child lock on this. Hold on. Which is right here. You can unlock it like that. And window, wow, goes all the way down like this. And it's got single window, but as you can see, it's really, really thick. So I was driving, here toward here, and we were driving on the highway, and it felt very, very quiet. So we're gonna let you hear how quiet this car is. Suede on the top, and actually LED reading lamp as well, air vents on the top. Very lovely looking big panoramic sunroof on the top. Actually, it opens this much because we have a GoPro. We're not going to open it. So even the second row is actually very, very nice place to be. I have a zero complaint about the space. This actually shares same platform as a Chevrolet Traverse. So this is actually a very, very nice car. And this is my first time riding on a 6 captain chairs in the middle, and this is very, very nice combination. I really do like it. The seats are very comfortable, nice leather, good headrest, and it's very, very nicely done. Okay, so why don't we move and show you the trunk. Okay. Rear design, it's got a full LED headlamp system. This works as a bifunction. That's backup lamp, and we should put a B-roll. And it seems to also have a LED license plate. So it's got full LED tail lamp going on here. It says XT6. I kind of do like how this chrome strip is, connecting the middle here. Cadillac logo. Camera system. For the 300 camera system, LED stoplight additional on the top, dual exhaust on the top, looks pretty nice. Let me just also put a B-roll so you can hear the exhaust note a little bit. There's an RPM limiter, so it's not that loud. Let me just show you. Okay. The trunk looks like this. So with the third row up, it's not huge. It's got about this much, little space right there. And it's nicely done. And some tools here, some hazard thing going on here, triangle. And if you see here, they have placed a spare tire, it's a small one, and some tools below. So it's actually a little bit hard to put it back, but it's lots of plastic here, but it's pretty okay when you cover it. Okay, some tie downs here, here. Okay, and we have lots of seat controls here. These ones, you see it? Let me show you again. These ones, you have to be actually holding the button. Ooh. but it folds away almost flat like this. This one is only release type. Actually release the so it also almost gives you very flat. There's my jacket and some tools, so equipment, so I'm not going to fold this one, but it gives you very good amount of flat storage area. So I think you'll be happy with the you know, the trunk space, loading space, with the all the seats folded. So it's pretty nice. And like I said, these ones do not come back. Okay, these ones it will do. And after that, you have to do this manually, but at least you have it, which is pretty nice. Yep. So that works out pretty nice. Okay. So that's about the second row, rear trunk and everything. So let me just show you the first row seats before we go out and drive the car. Okay. Okay, first row seat of Cadillac XT6. Okay. Just to turn on the engine for you guys. In the middle, there's 8-inch screen in the middle, RPM gauge, analog, and speedometer analog as well. And it's showing various information. First, we have a trip computer, 1, 2, oil life, tire pressure, air filter life too. Wow, fuel economy, blank page. So speed, and to the right, we can also show you the you know, the FM, the media, and navigation, turn by turn navigation, phone, night vision. It only works in dark, so let me just put a B-roll on that, and also your setting page. So it's pretty good, but you know, right now Cadillac is actually charging about 67K for the you know, US dollars, 67K here in Korea. So I think I would expect a little bit more larger screens. To the right, we also have only 8-inch infotainment screen, so that as well needs to be a little bit larger. I would definitely, you know, like a little bit larger screen. You know, it's definitely just Cadillac system. It's got audio, phone, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, climate control. You can just turn it on like this. You can also turn the adjust the for the rear system as well. Hazard button here. It's not so bad, but it gets fingerprints all over. This is what do you call it? Lane keep assist on and off. Auto start on and off. That's for the parking assist. You know, so it's got many touch sensitive buttons on the top, and these ones are also kind of touch sensitive buttons as well, but you have at least you have some for the fan control and temperature. And these buttons I really not big fan, because it's like, it feels like you're pressing on the plastic or something. So it's pretty okay. I mean, it works very nicely. We have a 3-stage heated and ventilation seats, so as you can see, it works very nicely, but it just feels a little bit cheap. You know, feels like, do you hear it? Feels like you're pressing on a plastic. And you know, I would just expect a little bit more, you know, from a 67. That's just a direct conversion of the price. I mean, it's got nice leather up here, you know, suede and carbon bits here with the what do you call it, chrome strip. Everything that I think they try to use a very expensive materials, just like I showed you at the second row seats. It's got leather here, suede, chrome strip, and also carbon bits. So this is like a combination they have in Cadillac has been using for ATS, CTS, and everything. But look, that part is also pretty okay. But I just think you know, maybe they just needs to you know, have better combination other than just this quad design. Okay, so electric parking here. You also have a head-up display. You can adjust the height and the information, and also brightness. Okay, so let me just put a P-roll on that as well. The steering wheel itself feels pretty good, but I'm going to show you how it drives. But it felt a little bit light, so I don't think you should, you know, abuse the handle too much, because that will just make things a little bit dangerous. We also have a leather chrome strip and also carbon bits here, so pretty okay. We also have a paddle shifters, very nice. And we also have electrically controlled shift-by-wire system. Press here for the parking. It's actually very easy to use. You have to be pressing this button and push up to go to reverse. Do you see it? And neutral and drive like that, and go like that to go to drive. And you can also use paddle shifters to go to manual as well. Oh no, you have to go drive and manual. I lied. So that's parking, reverse, neutral, drive, manual, like that. Okay. And they're also giving us few controls here for the infotainment screen and navigation and everything, but this is plastic. I wish they made it a little bit more classy. Okay. And this car is pretty brand new, 1,400 kilometers only, and these are some of the things I have complaints about. I usually don't have many complaints about cars and car manufacturers, but this something has to be finished a little bit better, would be nicer. Okay. So CTS has a motorized, but this one does not have motorized. So key fob looks like this. Key, I think wish the back one's okay, but the front one, I really don't like GM using this plastic feel, rubber feel on the front. I wish they really changed the key fob. Okay? But overall, very comfortable armrest as well. Some wireless charging pad here for your mobile phone. Also ashtray. They really like the ashtray. C-type USB, one USB charging port, and a SD card for your navigation, I think. And that might be only for the Korean model. I'm not sure what you guys have in the US. So let's just put it back. Just do it later. So good armor. I mean the glove box. Ooh, messy. So it's pretty good. We'll talk about visibility, but it seems to have a little bit thick A-pillar, which is a good thing and also a bad thing. It feels like it's going to be a very solid car, but it's blocking your view a little bit this way, that way too. So let me also show you the navigation. This is probably developed in the Korea by GM Korea, and the system is actually pretty nice. I don't know if you can see it from the sun. Do pinch zoom in. It's a very nice system. I don't think you have. I think you have different system in the U.S. and you can just type in recent, and it will just show you the route as well. So
please proceed to the highlighted road.
So do let me know what kind of navigation system you have in the United States, okay? So that's the navigation, and let me just let you hear the Bose sound system. It felt pretty nice. Let me show you. You can control here.
All in this together. It sucks. It really is not.
Yeah, they're all talking about the.
일단 증상은 심하고 부수제로 효과는 없는데 병원을
Classic. Yeah, I do like Bose sound system. It feels pretty good. So
제목이랑 너무.
that's about the sound system, and also for the first row seats. We also have some controls for the sunroof here, and also reading lamps here. Okay, so sun visor here, looking like that with the 3 lamps in the middle. Okay, you can also put it like that, and it just extends like that. So that's pretty good. Okay, I think I showed you everything about the car. And one another complaint is that this part, I think the side mirror or the rear view mirror should have been a little bit bigger, would be nicer. Okay, so let's go out to the road with all new Cadillac XT6. Okay, all right, on the road with Cadillac XT6. And why don't we start with visibility? Just like I told you a little bit earlier, it's got small window near the A-pillar, and it also has the side mirror is actually placed under the belt line, so you know, good visibility right here. But like I said, the A-pillar is a little bit thick, so you know, this way is a little bit limited. But it's got big windows all around, and there isn't any part particularly blocking my line of sight, so it's actually very, very easy and pleasant to see out of. Actually, the view out of the rear window is actually very excellent too. But you know, I wish the side mirror was a little bit bigger. They also give you this, you know, image pulled from the rear camera, but I don't like this because it just feels a little bit artificial. So rather than this system, I hope they can just, you know, this is a large car. It's over 5 meters long. I don't know why. Are they saving cost? Maybe a little bit bigger would be nicer. I mean, to fit the size of the car. This is really, really large car. And, you know, although this is over 5 meters long, this feels a little bit larger compared to Hyundai Palace. And maybe because of the boxy shape of the C-pillar, or just but interior space, you know, compared to Genesis GV80, this is probably a lot bigger at the third row. And even compared to Hyundai Palace, I think it's very similar or even larger compared to the headroom wise at the third row. But overall, this, like I said, I have zero complaint about the interior space. It's very, very nicely done. Like I said, side mirror a little bit bigger, and some of the finishing could do a little bit better because this is Cadillac Premium. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love GM. I had a Camaro back then when I was in the US, and I love GM cars. They always make a great V8, you know, short block V8, and they handle pretty nice with the great, you know, chassis and platform. But some of the finishings, I wish they can improve upon, which, you know, is essential nowadays. Infotainment screens and good interior is essential for a good brand, I think. So let's see how it drives. We also have an auto start and stop working right now. So when it is off, it's dead silent. And there's a electric parking over here, but I do not understand why they didn't put auto hold, because just like when we were at the stoplight, you know, if you have auto hold, you can just tap on the brake and, you know, rest your right foot. And you know, I couldn't really do that with this car, because although this car has electric parking, this car does not have auto hold. So that is something I have, you know, I wish you know, Cadillac would improve upon, because usually when you know, cars do have electric parking, they also have auto hold. So okay, so that's something to think about. Okay. So it's very comfortable to drive. Like I said, good visibility except for the A-pillar, but it's understandable. I mean, you sit a little bit behind, so it doesn't bother you too much. And it's got double laminated window for here, so its interior is very, very quiet. It's got single window at the rear, but if you see the thickness of the window is actually very thick. So the cabin, we'll show you on the freeway pretty soon, but cabin is actually very, very quiet place to be. So it's very nice, comfortable, and you know, feels very stable as well. But I'll show you a little bit about the handling. But the steering wheel seems to be a little bit sensitive, so you don't want to turn you know, steering wheel suddenly, because this is SUV. It's got a high center of gravity, so you don't want to mess with that. Okay, so This also has a few drive modes. Let me just show you. It's got Tour, that's where we are, all-wheel drive system, Sports, and Off-road. So let's just put the car into Sports and see what it can do. So it feels very, it gives you that very GM typical V6 gasoline engine sound, which isn't pretty bad. We also have paddle shifters. So this is the, like I told you, this is the one they have co-developed with Ford Motors. Pretty nice. 9-speed actually, so it's got lots of gears. So when you're it's got lots of gears to choose, so it kind of, what do you call it, gets confused at first, but most of the time it feels very nice. It gives you very good response. I kind of like it. But you know, this seems to be quite thirsty, this car. I mean, I never had a chance to check the fuel economy myself, but officially here in Korea, Cadillac Korea is saying this will return in average 19.5 miles per gallon, so which isn't too good. But this is, like, once again, this is large SUV. I mean, it's considered only a mid-size SUV for you guys in the United States, but this guy is actually considered as a large SUV for us here in Korea. So, you know, something to think about. The RPM gauge and the you know, it's actually showing going right way, so I do like it. I wish it was a little bit larger, the size. It feels a little bit small, just like the side mirror. This car is big, but why did it have to be so small? I also driven the Traverse, Chevy Traverse, a few days ago, and it also had a small gauge cluster, and you know, I wish they made it a little bit bigger. 8-inch infotainment screens, also needs a little bit bigger screen, I think. And yeah, the one in the between the RPM and the, what do you call it, the speed meter could be bigger too. Nowadays, Hyundai's been using you know, 12.3-inch gauge cluster for the you know, Cadenzas, you know, Sonatas and Optimas and Sorento. So this is something to think about. Yeah, so let's start the corner a little bit. The 9-speed actually feels pretty good. We have a truck, so let's be careful. Don't want to mess with the semi-trucks. So engine makes about 314 horsepower and 274 pound-feet of torque. So feels pretty sufficient. It's not like a V8, you know, but feels pretty good, smooth. We're in sport mode. And it feels pretty stable even on very high speed. And it's windy, it's really windy today, but you know, like I told you, this cabin feels very, very nicely isolated. When you floor it, you can feel a little bit of the torque steer to the right, you see? I'm not doing it intentionally. Let me just show you one more time. 1, 2, 3. It just goes to the right a little bit, like this. So there's a nice lady saying, you know, I should slow down. I don't know how this is legal, but you can have, on the navigation, you can have spot the cameras and tell us a little bit earlier, like a 500 meters before the camera detector. So that's one thing. That's a very nice thing for me, so I don't get a ticket, but I still do get sometimes a ticket. So, okay, let me also show you, it also has heated steering wheel system, and it also has adaptive cruise control. So when you turn it on, it's very nice. We also have lane keep assist. It's not like a self-driving system. We don't have Super Cruise here in Korea, which is a little bit unfortunate. This is like a ping pong style, so it feels like just like a driving aid. Okay, it doesn't steer for you. It doesn't go right in the center for you. So it's pretty okay, but it will not let you get off the lane, but it will just go to the right, to the left. It just doesn't drive on the center for you. So quite understandable. I kind of do want to know how the Super Cruise is in the United States, because I never tried it. So guys, do let me know how do you like your Super Cruise in the comment section. Okay, so but adaptive cruise control is working beautifully. You can also choose the gap adjustment for the system, and the forward collision warning and also avoidance system is very, very excellent on this car. I accidentally happened to use it on the way here because I was doing something else, and just let me know through the vibration on my butt, haptic feedback, and also it pre-tensioned the brakes for me. So when I pressed on the brakes, it just stopped immediately. So that was like a very brilliant thing for me. So thank you, Cadillac XT6, saved my butt. But one thing I kind of want to mention is that for the parking sensor and also lane departure warning, you can only choose either the sound alert or vibration on your butt. You have to choose one, and my request is, why can't we have both? Because it's a large car and it's Cadillac. I would love to have also sound system, sound warning, and also haptic feedback or a vibration on my butt as well. So, why not give us both, right? Because, yeah. So, okay, so let's turn off the everything, and shoot one more time. So, okay, I want you to. I want to try the corner with Cadillac XT6. First time doing it, a little bit worried because the steering wheel seems to be quite sensitive. So let's be a little bit quiet here. Oh, so yeah. Oh. Okay, car. Okay. So when you do take a hard corner, the back starts to slip inside. So I think you don't want to take too fast corner with this kind of car, because the steering wheel system is very sensitive too. So and the back starts to come inside. So if you're not careful, I think you might get into a quite big trouble, because this is a very large car with high gravity, center of gravity. So, this car, I think it's a family hauler. You shouldn't be driving too aggressively with the car. Okay, guys? Just to let you know. But it will actually handle pretty nicely. But at the limit, the steering wheel seems to feel too light for me, so that's something to think about. Okay, let me just put some gas and start rolling the camera again. Okay, so gotta go home today, guys, because actually it's my birthday today. So family gathering, so it's time to go now. And why don't we continue with the review on the way to the home. So, let's see. So I do really like the powertrain. Seems to be quite nice. Yeah. You can also push it to the bottom and use the manual mode. In the manual mode, it wouldn't change for you. So handling is pretty adequate for this large SUV, but you know, I wouldn't drive too quickly with this sort of mid-sized large SUVs. You know, just not built for this kind of thing, I guess. So like I said, the noise level. Some of the Hyundai and Kia cars, lots of noise comes from the bottom of the car, but this, not Chevy, sorry, Cadillac actually is very nicely isolated. Not much wind noise coming from the front of the car, and also not from the bottom as well. It's a bit windy today, so I'm hearing a little bit wind noise coming from the side, but it's actually very nicely isolated. I like this car. So very nice system, letting me know, you know, slow down driver before you get a ticket. So guys, do let me know if your navigation do that. You know, I remember when I was back in the States, we used to have a kind of like a little radar sensor for the cop that detects the speed gun, but this is actually, they place all the cameras on the map itself, so it knows, right? So guys, do let me know what kind of system you guys use in your country to avoid tickets, okay? So I just, I think, was that in comfort mode? Oh, that was in tour mode. Let's put the car into sport mode. I don't think there's a whole lot of difference when you do put it onto sport mode, but you know, it feels pretty good. And I forgot to mention, but this Cadillac XT6 actually has a cylinder deactivation. It will actually shut off 2 cylinders, so it will actually go into V4 mode. If you're just cruising. Right now it's saying V6, but if we just let it cruise, come on, it just doesn't go in. Okay, maybe we have to be on downhill or something, but I've seen it working, so I'm just gonna put B-roll on it. Okay, so let's speed up a little bit and let it cruise. V6, oh come on. So I wouldn't do it. So like I said, it has adaptive cruise control, so it should be very, very nice. Compared to Suburban, my Guardian used to have a big Suburban. I don't know which year was this. Was it? But I think it was like a, you know, 1998 or something. Compared to Suburban, this has a lot lower seating position, so and it feels a lot smaller. But I love Suburban because I love the V8s and it just hauls ass. So if you are a Suburban driver or Yukon or Denali driver, this would be a lot lower and smaller. But this still is about over 5 meters long, so it's not so small here in Korea. But if you like Suburban and Escalade, this will be like a little brother, I guess. Will seem to you guys. So let's talk about the price for a second. Direct conversion, you know, Cadillac Korea is charging us about 67K US dollars. So would I buy this car? Is many people buying this car? You know, probably not, because there's Hyundai Palisade. You can get it, you know, near the direct. I don't know how much, but direct conversion, I'll put it right here. Maybe you can get it around 30-something K for the Hyundai Palisade here in Korea. So many people are buying Hyundai Palisade. We don't have Kia Telluride. Wish we had Kia Telluride, but we have a Kia Mojave instead. Let me just show you the car. Kia Mojave is actually that guy right here to our right. So many people are buying that car. That car is actually, you know, has a 3-liter V6 diesel engine, and it's also built up on body on frame structure. So if you want to go off-roading kind of stuff like that, many people buy that. And if you just want, you know, crossover family hauler, people buy Hyundai Palisade here. And recently Genesis GV8 came out, and you know, price wise I think you know, you can still buy Genesis GV80 with this price. So yeah, so not many people are buying it, and because it's import, I understand it's a little bit expensive, but so, you know, price wise for Korean buyers here, it's a little bit expensive. And you know, feature wise, you know, Hyundai and Genesis has you know, more driving aids and stuff like that. So it's a little bit you know, direct competition. It's a little bit you know, should I say unfair, because this is import. It's a little bit expensive, more expensive here in Korea. So guys, do let me know what do you think about, would you buy this sort of car, Cadillac XT6 or Hyundai Palisade, or, you know, actually would you buy Chevrolet Traverse or Hyundai Palisade, or would you buy this Cadillac XT6 or Genesis GV80 in the comment section. So what happens if I press this button, P button, accidentally? Ooh, nothing happens. It just says condition not correct for shifting. Conditions, it just says conditions not correct for the shifting. So that's pretty nice. When you just push it up, it will go into the neutral and bell will ring, but it wouldn't go to the reverse, which is pretty nice. So I kind of like this shift wire system. You know, they make it very safe as well, so that's pretty nice. Some room for something. All right guys, I think I told you everything about Cadillac XT6. Now I'm going to go home and catch dinner with my family, because it's actually my birthday today, and I just want to say thank you so much, because our channel has been growing since last week, because we showed you the new Kia Sorento and all new Genesis G80 here in Korea. And thank you so much for tuning in and subscribing and liking our page and putting lots of comments for us. So thank you so much. And we also have all new Elantra being revealed here in Korea next week, so stay tuned as well. So thank you also watching Cadillac XT6 review today. So before you go, please do support us by subscribing to our channel, and also hit that bell notification so you don't miss out in the future. Thank you guys, see you soon, and stay healthy. Bye bye.